Hey there, Tiffany Penn here, and this past weekend I was at Fort Henry Days in Wheeling, West Virginia. It was a lot of fun. I do have video and photos and all of that coming soon, like kind of like a little documentary of sorts coming soon. But for right now, I am going to be doing a merchandise haul. Now, this year I actually bought a little bit more from Fort Henry Days. I spent a little bit more money there than I normally do. Typically, Fort Henry Days is usually at the tail end of the living history and reenactment season, or at least getting to that point. There's still a couple, some events left, but Fort Henry Days, it's kind of like on that cusp of getting to the end of the reenactment season. And usually by then it's like, at least me personally, I've spent like most of my reenactment event money. I've already gotten everything I needed, and sometimes, and not that I never shop at Fort Henry Days, because I do. I've done Fort Henry Days hauls in the past, but they're usually not as big as, say, what I would get at Fort Frederick. But this year I was just so busy with music gigs, any film shoots, other types of events that always happen to fall on the same day or weekend that I would have been going to that particular reenactment event. So I really didn't get to do too many reenactment events this year. Fort Henry Days was like the first major one that I like camped at and did all that stuff at. But so I went a little bit more crazy there, I guess, to just kind of making up for lost times this year. But I did get some good stuff, and it's right here, nice and piled. And so yeah, I'll show you a little bit of what I got. But this item, it is what is called a short gown. Now, a short gown is typically worn by women in the 18th century. You wear it over your petticoat, and sometimes you can wear an apron with it. Depending on your station and what the purpose of wearing your clothes, whether you're doing work, of course you would be wearing an apron. If you were, say, a lady of higher class, you probably would not be wearing an apron, or maybe you'd be wearing a fancier one, because you wouldn't really be working a whole lot. I mean, not that higher class ladies never worked or did anything, because they most certainly did, but not as much as, say, if you were a laundress, for instance. But this I absolutely adore. The pattern, I don't know how well you can see that, but I only got this for $5, which is an absolute steal for a short gown. I usually make my own short gowns, but sometimes I'll purchase one if I think it's lovely enough. And this I got for $5. Because the sutler who sold it, they're going to be retiring, the woman and her husband, they're retiring from the reenactment sutlering arena. And in fact, Fort Henry Days was their last event, so they were selling all of their stuff for dirt cheap, and their tent, their business, was actually called Last Chance Wares. So it was very aptly titled, because this was like the last chance, I guess, to get anything from them. But yeah, I got this for $5, which, I mean, that, like I said, if you look at Townsend or any other place where you could get short gowns, that's nothing for a short gown. It is a little bit big on me, so I will have to alter it a little bit, but yeah, for $5, that's no big deal. So next, I also got this from Last Chance Wares. This chatelaine. I got this for, I think it was maybe $25. But yes, this absolutely gorgeous. And I need to find other things to put on the ends of it. This was used by ladies to carry some essential items in kind of a fashionable way. This has scissors and a scissor case attached to it. I just purchased a magnifying glass from a seller on Etsy. Also gonna be on the lookout for a needle case and a couple other items, but that is the chatelaine. I am so happy. I am the owner of a chatelaine. Woohoo, yay. And another sutler that I am fond of is Ficker's Finest, and I just got these gorgeous pink clocked stockings. I just thought the pink was a little bit different, and then the clock is also very period appropriate. Yes, people did wear pink back then. Interestingly though, pink was actually considered a more masculine color, and they didn't really do the whole pink for girls, blue for boys thing until actually much later. By then you're talking maybe early 20th century. But until then, there really wasn't much gendering of colors, though pink was considered a little bit more masculine. Blue was considered a little bit more feminine, but that doesn't mean you would never have seen, a woman wearing pink or a man wearing blue, because you have. And then I also got this really gorgeous apron. Okay, that's from Ficker's Finest, and I will link everybody that has a social media, all the sutlers that do, I will link to them in the description. Also, now this I purchased at the very beginning of the event. This is the official Fort Henry Days shirt. The Fields Have Eyes was the theme this year, and it says Fort Henry Days 2022, and actually has a cornfield graphic on the shirt. To me, this kind of basically screamed me. I absolutely love this. This is like my favorite design that they've ever had. Kind of reminds me of Children of the Corn a little bit, but but I got that. I'm really happy I picked that up. I'm thrilled with the fact that was the design this year. So, okay, just make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so some of this stuff I put in a plastic bag. Oh, actually this amethyst bracelet too that I'm currently wearing. I also got that at Fort Henry Days from one of the Native American sutlers that were there. So I picked up that amethyst bracelet, healing stone, that's right next to my selenite bracelet. So, all right, and then I also got Apples in Winter Tea, put out by the music group Fair May, by Crooked Creek Herbals. And Fair May, they were one of the music acts at Fort Henry Days. The music group that I'm with, Wayward Companions, we also performed there too. And then I got from my friend Kara, her business, A Rose in the Heather. I like to purchase from her as well. She has beautiful stuff. These are some earrings. I actually wore these on the second day of the event. And I also purchased from her a hat pin because of all the things I forgot hat pins. I was starting to put on my hat, and then I realized, this was like Saturday, then I realized I forgot hat pins, and we don't want our hats blowing all around. That's the purpose for the hat pins, to just kind of fasten them to, because you would be wearing your cap or your bonnet underneath it. Typically, you just kind of fasten it through a pump or what in your hair, and then your hat stays. Okay. And then there's your Fort Henry that they gave to all of us, the commemorative ribbon. And then this was a lot of fun. Fair May was also giving out bubbles. Wayward Companions, I don't know, maybe we should do something fun like that. Not bubbles, because Fair May already did it, but there we go. We got some bubbles going on here, so there we go. One more, had to. So thanks Fair May for the bubbles. But all right, last but not least, I also got these couple of items from the Sutler. They're called the Forgotten Arts. It's just something that I want to use for crushing and mixing spices and other concoctions. I got this bowl. I got these guys here. So want to use that for some of my herbal concoctions, because I am focusing more on just really learning about herbal medicine from this amazing woman who she teaches herbal. She's basically an herbalist and a kind of a folk medicine woman, and she was at Fort Henry Days, and I believe I have. Yeah, she gave a lecture. It was wonderful. Tree McGowan, and she Wild Medicinals was the name of her lecture. I caught it, and it was really fascinating. I am very much fascinated by herbal medicinals, and it's something that I have studied, but I'm going to be getting more into it, even more so than I am now. So so you might be seeing me use this lovely thing to mix and just make some different concoctions. So alright, so that is my Fort Henry Days haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will definitely be going back to Fort Henry Days next year, as I was asked to do something a little bit extra for the event. I've always performed there with Wayward Companions as a musician, but I'll probably be doing something else there, very likely on top of that. So alright, so I hope you enjoyed this haul, and yeah, I'll definitely be leaving the links to the settlers, those of them that do have social media, because not all of them do, in the description. Alright, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye. The passage in time that takes her to eternity.